Hey, welcome to Dresdale. This is going to be a PlayStation console build. And today we're on the Azure Gulf map. This map is from the Sunset Harbor DLC, and this is the first time I played this map. So welcome everybody, I hope you enjoy. So let's get started here. So the first thing I like to do on a new map is pause the game. That way you don't incur any costs while you're building things. I like to take a look at some of these different menus. The water menu is nice. You can kind of see which way the water's flowing. So we can see here right off the bat we have access to this stream, and the water's flowing from right to left. So we'll probably put our water pump in here somewhere or over here, and our water outlet facilities kind of over here in this area. Not really have anything to do with fire crime, education, this kind of stuff. We'll see and get into later. Transport's good. You can kind of see way up in that corner top right, you can see the shipping lanes. So we know if we do want to access the harbor, cargo harbor, that kind of stuff, we're going to need to build up and to the right. We can see here, we can see our highway system. It looks pretty good. I don't think we need to really change anything with the highway. I thought initially when I looked at this map, maybe bring this highway out this way somehow and make that a four-way junction instead of a three-way junction, but we'll see as we get there. It's probably not needed. Let's see, wind is good, especially if you have access to some of the green energy. You see here we'll probably end up putting up a couple windmills up here. We got plenty of wind here for the windmills that go in the water. Here's your terrain. You can kind of see pretty flat surface, which is nice. Makes things easy to build, especially for the starter. And usually when you start a map, you'll start in a flat space, and then it'll get a little bit more challenging as you get farther out. Got a little hill in the background here. So the next thing I like to check is our resources. You can see we have some forestry. Of course, you can always make forestry by adding more trees. We have some ore here. I like that way over there and kind of like that top part of the map. We have farming, oil, forestry, and ore all kind of like in the same probably tile or two. We'll have to see how that kind of develops with our tiles, but we'll end up expanding in that direction, probably building an industrial complex and using the industries DLCs to make a boatload of money. Let's actually take a look at that here real quick. So probably I can see I'm clipping, I get that oil on the bottom right, clips the top a little bit. We're getting farmland, kind of that farmland in the middle. We're getting the forestry, so we'll probably end up buying these two tiles. Also looks like it might have train. It has train. Yep, so there's train rail in there somewhere. So we'll have great access to import and export goods. So that'll be nice. Alright, next thing to look at. Let's see, nothing else really. I mean, I do have fishing industry, so we can look at where our fish are at. But we'll do that a little bit later. And I think that's about it. Overall, I think what I'd like to do with this map is maybe come down here. This should give us access to that waterway for our harbor and cargo. Probably this tile looks like a nice big flat area to build. We maybe do some kind of like downtownish kind of thing, or maybe here we'll do a downtown. We'll see how that grows. So we'll probably end up getting those two tiles, which means we might end up getting, and we wanted to get these two tiles here for our industry, so we might just purchase all these tiles here, this block. But we'll see as we go. Like I said, we can move out here instead of going this direction, come out to here and do some stuff with these waterways. Don't know what kind of height they have, so looking like hydro dam is not going to be in the cards on this map. because although there's a lot of water, it's not moving very fast and there's not a lot of height. Alright, so looking at this map here, the way I kind of want to get this started is first, you know, kind of like the golden rule here is to just draw a piece of road anywhere. You draw a piece of road here, you draw it here, connect these two. I don't really care. I'm just going to draw it here, whatever. That gives us the one-way road and the dirt road, and maybe some other roads. This 4-lane road is good. 6-lane road, we'll be using them, and we won't get these highways for a while. Alright, so I think I like to build, since we have forestry kind of like in this area, we can use either the forestry DLC or just the designated zoning for forestry, kind of like the unique zoning, and maybe we'll do some forestry kind of right in the beginning there. So I think our industry is going to kind of be in, let's go get the cursor back, kind of like in this portion of this map, which means commercial, like a main road right down the center would be pretty nice. Kind of have commercial boarding both sides. It'll be kind of close to our industry, so they don't have to drive all over the place, as opposed to putting it here. They don't have to drive through the whole entire map to get there. We can do, you know, a roundabout or something here so they can kind of come in to it, and also do like a back road that brings it this way to kind of split the traffic up in half, which means that'll leave us here for our residential. So residential, or commercial, industrial, and that should be pretty good. This is a map where the milestones are kind of on the lower side. I think the max, the last milestone is like 70,000, so I think the first one's like 200. Let's see, 400. So we get to 400 and 800, and we'll probably end up getting to maybe this before we 2,200 before we actually leave this style and buy new ones. We got a good amount of land here. Alright, so what I'd like to do is maybe bring the highway in, and maybe plot me like a roundabout somewhere in this area here, have like a big road come down here. We can do it pretty straight, and then what we're gonna follow some roads along the coast here for our residential, so it'll be a little bit curvy and less grid-like. We have some slope here, and of course we don't even have the ability to do any terrain modifications or the budget for it, so we'll probably leave some space between it, do some residential over here. Alright, so let's go ahead and start with, we'll build it with this, that way if we don't like it and demolish it, it's not too bad of a cost. And we're going to use the freeform tool, and I'm going to go ahead and I don't know why they always default this to like the highest height, but we're going to go to the lowest elevation step, which is step 1 or step 3 depending on how you look at it. Also, just so you know, this map is the first time I've built using the left hand traffic mode or method, or whatever you want to call it. I live in the United States where we have a right hand traffic, but it comes to my attention, the last city I built, I noticed that the game, when in some intersection scenarios, it has a designated right hand turn and a designated left, or I should say a left and a straight turn. So I tried those same intersections on I just opened up a new map, tried those intersections on a left-hand map, left-hand, designation, and it turns out that that's actually was correct, in that it gave me the dedicated left-hand turn and the straight right, which is better for traffic flow because it's easier to make right-hand turns than it is to make left-hand turns across traffic. So I thought I'd try it on this city here just to see how it pans out. And as we build those intersections and we kind of see it, I'll point out like, hey, this is kind of what it looks like on this, and then maybe I'll throw in like a screenshot from a right hand just so you can kind of get a comparison. Or maybe I'll do a separate video just kind of explain that a little bit deeper. So try not to get too confused when you see the arrows going kind of the wrong direction. for most of us in the United States, and also means I'm going to need your help in making sure I put my cargo stations, the train stations, in on the right side of the road, so I don't have cross contamination with the cars coming out, and also make sure my roundabouts are in the right orientation, which I think is going to be clockwise instead of counterclockwise. Alright, enough about that. Let's go ahead and build some roads. We're just going to use the curve tool, and let's see. We'll bring it into like about the middle maybe. I don't want to go too far because we don't have a whole lot of money yet. Right about there is probably good. Yeah, we'll just do it there. Why not? And then we're gonna curve this tool here. We'll come the other way, and I want to try and get three tiles between them. It's pretty nice. So we'll kind of follow this along like this. And if you really need help, you can use like these marks here. If you want to take, this tool's pretty easy. It's pretty nice to use. It can be tricky when you're first like learning how to use it, because it does get a little weird. But the way this tool works is that flexion point. It'll change the angles between both the ends while keeping that flexion point on the same plane. See, whereas the angle tool, what do they call here, curve tool, it'll like maintain one of these like angles here. So no matter what you do, like that first dotted straightish line will always stay planted, and like that point doesn't move. You see how that point doesn't move? Whereas the curve tool, that point can flex. That point moves up and down, or left to right, depending on how you're looking at the screen. Okay, so this looks good. We'll just bring this around here, and it's because of the way they drew it, it should be. Of course, I pulled it from the wrong direction, so we'll just be doing a lot of flipping. Alright, that looks good. Now we're going to want to do our roundabout. So, actually I like how this is coming out. So this isn't too bad. What we can do here is come down. We want this thing to be about middle. Let's see. Actually, we get a middle point here. Nah, we can't. So we don't need that. It doesn't have to be perfect. So we'll say it's about middle. We want this to be about 20 units long, diameter. And since it's going to be, this time we're going to use this tool, curve tool. And we're going to go this way, I think. If I remember correctly. And we'll delete some of our highway. Or dirt highway. Is it a highway if it's a dirt road? Probably not. So we'll delete these two. Go back a little bit. And if you want to get this to be kind of like pretty good approach, just draw like a 10 unit by like a 2. I'm just not going to like it because I got that point there it wants to snap to. There we go. I could turn it off. Same here. What we're going to do. Turn off that one. There we go. Turn that back on. Thank you very much. And then you can just draw it like here, and it's kind of like, there's a nice like angle. That looks pretty good. We'll do the same here. That looks pretty good. What do you guys think? 1 or 2? I probably should got the angle from the other one. I wanted to make it straight. The blocks look pretty much the same, so it means we got it kind of right. So we can just delete these, and then we can maybe delete this one. Gonna do one of these kind of deals. And this one's gonna have to be a snake. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's go straight back. Yeah, that's pretty close. If we don't like it, we can always just delete that section. But it's pretty much dead on. We probably don't need this, but we'll keep. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of this. All right. So we're gonna turn this all into our 2-lane road. 2-lane one way. So we do upgrade tool. We're gonna upgrade all this. We may run out of money. We'll see. It's part of the adventure. I don't think we will though. And then one day we'll make these highway roads and we can smooth these out when they become bigger highway roads and we got a little bit more money, we can kind of do what we want to do. Alright, directions changed. That's so weird, but it's okay. Oh, those ones are right. On PC you can just like do them all at once or something. Alright, let's do upgrade this. Alright. Alright, and it's our roundabout. I guess we can get rid of this piece of road too. And now we're going to build some roads to connect to it. So we're going to use the 4-lane road. And I guess this is going to be our 90-degree. That's good, because it's kind of center-ish to this. I mean, we can't bring this thing all into the middle. I actually brought it a little farther than I probably should have, but now we'll see how it works. You know, sometimes you just gotta live with what you got. We're gonna do that road, and we're gonna do... I always like to go one click. You see how it's like right here, it's like touching? As you go one click down, it just makes like the, you'll see, the little V-shaped roads just line up a lot better. And we're just gonna do one segment, that's fine. And then we're gonna take it back to our 2-lane, one way. Straight tool's good. And I always do the entering. So if we're looking at it this way, the one entering, or I should say exiting the roundabout first. We want that to be as straight as we can kind of get it, while also, you'll see, opening up kind of like the roadway. And I'll point that out as we get there. So that's going to be this one, since we're, like I said, left-hand traffic. So let's see how it's kind of bending. That's going to give us a curve. And we don't want curves and arrows like making like a weird turn. We want like straight arrows. So we're going to go straight, but like a little, not quite all the way straight. Sometimes you can't get it, sometimes it's hard to get right, but that's probably about right there. Because we want like this piece of the road to kind of like be straight, not like all goofy indented. And I could probably do a goof one up just to show you what I mean, but and this one, let's see, and then they got like a nice easy way to kind of get in, and it's not like a weird like bump out. You'll see, if you build a couple enough of these, you'll run across that, and you'll be like, oh man, this is what he was talking about. I see how we want these straight arrows straight in, and we got straight arrows going up. Now, that's good. Sometimes these ones okay, making left arrows, like you know, with this, that's okay. We really want these to be straight arrows down in, and not like left turnies. And I wish we could get rid of that one arrow that wants to make you do like a U-turn, but we're on PlayStation, so that's not the cards. I'll probably complain about that a couple times during the whole entire episode. Alright, let's do this one. Too much. Probably figure out the angle. I feel like that is good. Let's try it. It was like 156. That looks pretty good too. Could we lane that any better? Let's see. I don't know. Like we've done this before. Oh, okay. And we're gonna do this one again. Oh, we're on the wrong tool. What was it? 156? 50s. Let's try it. See, that's how we got that bump out. Now we're kind of messed up, and messed up our roundabout. Not too bad. So we're gonna have to fix that problem when you do that, is you create a node. And now you can't get around that node. So what you gotta do is do this to move the node out of the way. And go like that. Maybe it was like here. See, we got to bump out again. That's not what we want. That's too much, but we're gonna have to create that node there, and then we can get it once that node's gone. Now we're like straight on again. Much better. Much better. So that was a good example of kind of how it can go a little goofy, a little wrong on you. Alright, so we have our nice roundabout. And now we're going to build our, I guess we can do our residential first. This is probably enough road to kind of come in here. That'll probably give us 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, maybe 5, depending on how we build it. So I'm pretty happy with that. Most of this is going to be light residential anyway, so traffic shouldn't be too much of a problem. I want the blocks to be long, like to follow the coast instead of like along this way. It's going to be long this way. So I think we want to do, remember of course we're going to do like a road down the street here. Do we want to draw this now? Probably not. And let's see. Now I want this to be 1, 2.5. But it's like got an extra like block because it's like a bigger road, right? So I think what we, instead of get to 2.5, we got to go an extra. No, 1 less. Does that sound right to you guys? Let's see. If I do that, and if I come down here and we do those two, is that 2? So 3. I think I'm gonna do 4 because it's this hill. You'll see in a minute why. So 560. Not. See, that wasn't right. Alright, so I didn't delete the whole entire thing. I'm like, oh man, he spent all this money. We'll be alright. That's half. That's good. That's what we'll start. We'll start with that with our residential. We're going to keep this road a 4-lane road, so we'll just bring it down. Yeah, I think that's going to look nice. So we'll just bring this down like, I don't know, what about there? And I don't want to like come off here. It's a little close to the roundabout, so if things get a little dicey in terms of traffic, start backing up onto the roundabout. We don't really want that. So we're going to go into this node here. Do we want to grid it? We can keep going with the grid. This will do 1 and 2 and 3. That gives us, should give us 2, yep, 2 between the blocks. And that will allow us to do the nice big paths without, you know, while still getting the 4 blocks. And then here we can just do 2. Because like once again, this because of the bigger the rows are bigger, it like pushes out 1 block in each direction. So you got to do 3 on this one road. To kind of get that. And that's probably good enough for now. We can connect this, I guess. It's turning into a big box, isn't it? I want this to be an open space. I want it to be a little bit bigger. Probably should have came down. Well, you know what? What we'll do is we'll just make this block like this, and then maybe we'll pick up half block, and like, or maybe we'll do like a curve, and curve it down like that, so we can have like an open space in here. So I want to put like a nice park of some kind here, either a national reserve park, natural reserve park. If we have the money to kind of raise the terrain a little bit and put a couple little hills and stuff, little campsites on top. If we don't have that, maybe we'll do the city park. I feel like these aren't long enough. What length did we make these? 2? Well, I don't really like that. We'll keep it. It's there. And then this is gonna go. I can see here, like a hill here, so I don't want to like be on the hill. And I think we're gonna follow the mountain a little bit, so this is gonna be a little off kilter, but that's okay. So let's do that. I don't know if I want to make it that long. You know what? They come in here. You know, that'll work. I also want these to be, I think, I want them to be, let's see if they're along this way, it's going to make this road have a lot of intersections. We don't really want that. So I guess we'll make the blocks this way. Maybe we'll do a mix. Yeah, why not? Yeah, we need more room here. So this needs to be one more bigger. So we're gonna make this that. We're gonna make this that too. Why? Because that way we get a designated turn. Let's just say designated arrow for each lane. You know, we have a straight and a left and a right. So people who come off of here will pick a lane. They want to go left. They'll get in that lane. If they want to go right or straight, they'll go that way. If they want to go right, they'll go that way. And it'll split up our traffic. Like right off of here. It'll work out pretty nice. I don't know if I give enough room to do that, but it should be okay. And then too, later on, if our city gets a little bit big, we get some better roads. You know, we'll get some of the highway roads. We'll create little slip lanes between here and here, like these two intersections, and that'll kind of have our road mathematics in terms of, you know, we'll go from 3. You know, we'll have the 2, and then we'll have the 1 that breaks off and like connects to here. So it'll be like 3, still say 3 and 3, and then we'll have 3 within the roundabout. So it should work out pretty good. And this goes here, and let's do, oh, wrong road. We only need to do like, maybe we'll do, once again we'll do 2 in case we want to do like a path. I'll make these like 2. Well, is that going to give us enough? Because where's this hill going to be? Is it right here? I guess we can go to about here before we really start getting into like the rougher terrain. Let's see. This is what your menus help you out here. Ooh, our forest right here too. Perfect. Oh, sorry guys. Yeah, like we have like the space here, but you can see like this, the foothills starting to come in here, but it might not be too bad. Like this will be our forestry, and it might look nice with some forestry type buildings, you know, some tree stands and stuff like that up like in this area. So, you know, we're gonna go ahead and build right to here. I think we might even extend the road just a touch, like a half, maybe even like let's do a full length, and then out, like I said, we'll get some forestry stuff like on in this area where land's getting a little less level. We'll still have this pocket here of pretty much level terrain that we'll put like the generic yellow industry in. So I think that'll be good. What does that give us here as far as widths? 4. Then maybe we'll do blocks of 2, and that way we can have that'll be pretty nice. I think that'll work. So we'll like do like that, and we'll just pick like the middle and just bring a road like that. And that'll be like our kind of our grid for our industry. And we'll do one more. I think that made that 2, right? So 1, 2, 480. We'll come down here. There you go, and there you go. We'll see how that works. And then we'll keep like a little bit of a barrier between these guys. You know, we'll put some kind of nice little trees or something, although they'll probably die. Maybe some rocks. And so we'll bring this down here. We'll connect it down into here. And that's it. Alright, all our roads are built for now. See if we have enough money to put in some power and some water. So power, we're definitely using these. So I have the game on no day-night cycle, and also no dynamic weather. So it's going to be sunny day, windy day, so to speak, all time, all day, every day, right? So don't have to worry about that. There you go. Put that there. Gonna put our water in. We'll put it. We'll put it over here. Water right here. I'll run a power line to here. A power line to here. Maybe a power line to there. Then a power line to our sewer. Like right here. That should work. This is going to be close to that. So, the pipe's going to be a pain to run. Because we have to run pipes from here to here. As opposed to here. We'll see if we run out of money. Try it. Okay, you go there. And we'll put you like here. And then we got to connect it too. And we'll probably do like that. So we'll just do like a pipe like that goes right here. There we go. We'll run that pipe. Well, we'll keep them straight, I guess. That looks straight to me. And we gotta do one from here. And the windmill, the wind turbine does not need water. Jeez, there we go. And we'll do something like that. Something like that. Yeah, like that. Alright. Now we gotta power everybody. And we got 16 grand to do it. That should be alright. I think that's everything we gotta build, other than zoning. Yeah. Looks like it. Power. So you need power. Everybody gets power. We'll bring power right to here. That's good. And we'll actually start off with residential demand first. So what we'll do is we'll just run the game here. We won't have commercial for a little bit. See if we can fill in this block here and then use the power from here to create like smaller lines to here and here. What do you guys think? Alright. We also might expand. So we only want to do like maybe from here to here. This road we don't demo too many houses. And we'll do like here to here. And maybe let's let this run. We're gonna run it on 2-speed. Also we can do, sorry, there, and turn our water down all the, oh, this power. I mean, we can turn power down, but it's windmill. It's going to get generating like, what, 8 megawatts. It's going to go pretty quick. So we might just leave that alone. But we can adjust our water down all the way because it's going to be a while before we approach, you know, maxing out our water. I think everything, oh, I don't have power to the sewage drain. So we'll put that here. And then we'll zone this whole block here. Oh, will this be enough to get that? I think it will. That should hopefully connect that to that. They don't need sewer right this second. Yeah, we're just hanging tight now. What do we get next? Taxes. Loans, garbage, healthcare, okay. Schools, garbage. We'll definitely need garbage. Schools we can hold off to for a brief amount. Oh, see? Wow, how did that happen? Yeah, it turned that power off, but I guess because it's connected. Oh, good. Well, we're going to connect all this, so it should be fine. And then we're going to do up here. Up to here. You know what? We're not going to build a road here, so we can go all the way. And we'll leave. We don't want to put any houses like on the main road here. So we'll just leave it alone. We'll throw a few trees or something in here. With a little sound buffer. If we want to throw a couple offices or something later, we can. Some kind of utility, you know, police or something. Well, we can do that there too. So now we need jobs. People want to work somewhere, I guess. Oh, they're going to a concert. Well, that's nice. Well, thanks, Shirley, for letting me know. All right, we should have sewer. That's power. So we got so we used our houses here to provide a power to our sewer drain. Now we need jobs. So we're gonna go ahead and pull from here, put it right here, and we're gonna put a couple commercial buildings in here. And we'll do like a, not sure. We'll leave that open for interpretation. If we could expand down here or not. And we'll do those like that, and then we'll actually I don't really need to do that. Let's do this. Hey, we can put commercial right up against this road. It's fine. Something like that. Let's see if we can bring the commercial out to here. We don't have enough demand. And then we need this tree. Well, let's just get it in the ground, so to speak. And we'll fix the power later. Because now that we have some jobs, our residential will probably jump back up. I really want this to fill in. There we go. They're going to complain about power. That's okay. We'll be there in a second. Hook them up. How are we doing on power, by the way? 2 megawatts, not too bad. Probably shouldn't zip the camera around too much. Might make you guys sick. We might have to just make a temporary line here because no one's coming to the party. Oh, I guess we can just do this. Oop, got a little bit away from me. And then we can do something like this. Everybody should be happy. Except for this guy, doesn't have any water. So we got 440. So I'm just going to do a grid type. I mean, some people really get into the realism. And we'll put, you know, the water pipes under the roads. So in real life, that's usually where the water is, out the street. They don't put it like right under your house foundation like we just did here. But, you know, we're just going to make it kind of easy and efficient. And I don't know why I put that little piece there. So we'll continue this straight. And so we'll just make it easy and efficient and just pretty much do like a grid. 440 go out and then go up. And we'll do some kind of interconnections in between. It kind of helps when you like lose water and you start seeing like a certain section of town, you start losing water, it's because they're like the farthest away from your pumping area. We actually can kind of prevent that if you kind of build like interconnecting lines. Makes it more of a network instead of a radial system. We're doing pretty good. Oh, we're making money. Didn't realize. 365. Very nice. Very nice. So we didn't run out of money. I'm not going to need to take a loan. We have 9 grand in the bank, enough for our next turbine, which is going to come up probably by the time we hit the next milestone. So we're at 4 now. Let's see. We have some place to zone, so they can move in. For whatever reason, they don't want to populate that blocks. So maybe we'll zone here first. That's for whatever reason they don't want to move here. Oh, never mind. He said no. I do want to live there. I want to live right there. I said, okay. You can move there if you want. I made that spot just for you. Although it's kind of a weird how you zoomed in. Did I even miss a tile? No? Are you going to build a 2x4? Okay. You guys do what you guys do you. And you see how this land's sticking out? That's why I left them gaps there. Because like the game builds all the buildings on a flat piece of land, even though in real life you can build a foundation that's level but also not have the ground level, so you can build your house on a hill, but you don't need to like level the hill to build your house on. But in the game you do. You need to have pretty much a level surface for the house. So what happens is you get these like mounds here, and on like a hill like this you can see it's getting more and more drastic because we're getting more like a little bit steeper slope, right? Of course we saw that we looked at this map here. So if you want to do like paths and stuff, you don't want your buildings to be too close, because what's going to happen is, you know, you're going to put a road over here and it's going to even make it lower because that road's lower, and they built to the level of the road surface. I mean, it kind of makes sense. You don't want like your door of your house like 30 feet above the ground because you built to like this level instead of you built to this level instead of this level, right? So you want to have like your entrance pretty level. So what will happen is when we put houses down here, they'll kind of like sink into the ground a little bit, and they'll create like a big divide here. And if you have them like real close, it'll be kind of a sharp, you know, hill. And then you can't like I mean, you can build a dirt path on it, and people will walk on it, but it just looks really, really goofy. So if you want to have, you know, a somewhat flat surface to put a path on, you know, if you see like, if you're looking at your, you know, terrain height map, and you see, oh man, we got a lot of slope here, you want to just give yourself a little extra spaces between the houses, so that because the land's going to go up and down. All right, how we doing? People's good, making 978. That sounds good. Make a grand here shortly, hopefully. Need a little bit more residential demand, so we're just going to plop that in, and that should get us to our milestone, maybe. If not, we'll build some more roads. We're getting some money. They're looking for people to hire. That's good. That's what we want. We actually want, we have 17% unemployment, which is weird. We got a lot of them. It's just the beginning of the game. You'll find that unemployment fluctuates quite a bit in the beginning of the game. By the time we kind of fill up this tile, we'll be shooting for somewhere around a 4% employment rate, or unemployment rate, I should say. And that way, it'll kind of force our more educated citizens to take those a little bit lower, Excuse me. A little bit lower educated jobs. Okay, so we need more power. Figured out what's coming. We're in the red. So let's go ahead and build another plant. Right there, looks good. I couldn't even see a better place. Okay, let's talk about power. So this power plant comes, I think, with the base game. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But like I said, I think this comes with the base game. Since we have, like I said, the no night day and the always nice out, no dynamic weather, we're pretty much always going to have wind. So it's good to use your hooray, Hamlet. All right, so we're going to get pause real quick, and then we'll get back to what I was talking about in a second, because I don't want to forget to make your taxes 12%, and we'll try not to forget when we get high density to do the same. All right, back to power. Like I said, we're not really playing dynamic weather and that kind of stuff nighttime, so solar and so your renewable energies are your cheapest options. And you can just look at it here. This one's an easy one. It's $80 a week. I mean, you can always look at like the total cost and all that stuff, but it doesn't matter. You're gonna put it down and it's gonna last for the whole entire time you're gonna play, unless you decide to destroy it and replace it with something else. But it ain't like SimCity back in the day where things lasted like 30 or 40 years and you had to replace like your water pumps and stuff. This thing will last forever. So usually I don't really care about the base cost. What I really am concerned about is the upkeep, because that's the recurring, weekly maintenance cost. And you can see here it's 8 hours a week, and it's going to give us 8 megawatts, because like I said, we don't have dynamic weather on, so it should always produce 8 megawatts for $10 a megawatt per week. Does that make sense? But then you can look at the coal plant, right? Gives you more. Gives you 40 megawatts, but it's $560 a week. So you'll break out your old trusty cell phone calculator and you do 560 divided by 40, because I don't know the numbers off my head. It's $14 per week per megawatt, right? So it's $4 more a week per megawatt. All right, and of course there's 40 of them. Than it is, with the wind turbines. So we're gonna, short answer is you're gonna save some money, weekly costs, on using the wind. This is the same. It's 20 megawatts for 200, so it's 10 and 10. Here, I think oil is a little bit cheaper than coal. Can't remember. Hydro is the cheapest form of electricity if you can get to close to 1600 megawatts, which I have a city that I've done that. It's actually like 15 something megawatts, but it's very difficult. You need the right, all the stars and planets need to align to do that. It's usually cost prohibitive because the upkeep cost isn't, it's what it is. It's not based on the size of the hydro. You can make a little one across this little river right here, or you can make one that spans that whole entire bay. It's the same upkeep cost, and this depends on the water flow and the height to give you how much output it's going to do. Solar is the cheapest form of electricity after the dam. Nuclear is actually pretty expensive. I think geothermal's not too bad. The solar wind's not too bad. I haven't put too many of those in, and then I think these guys here are pretty good too. These 160 for 20. It's the wave powers. I put those in an area where I actually had the dynamic weather on, because the water flow is always water flow. So that was a really good alternative. All right. So I think that's it for today. I'm gonna stop it here. We got a good start here. We got our basic road networking. We kind of divided our areas out. We're going to have a nice residential area here that's going to follow the coastline. We're going to build out our commercial area. We're going to put a nice little park in here, nice little green space, and then we're going to have our industry up here with hopefully a halfway decent little forestry Up here, we'll probably just do the low list. No, I won't let us even check it, but we'll just do the zoning type forestry, not the DLC. We'll save that one for when we unlock those tiles up there, and then we'll just remove the one here. We'll either change it back to just generic forestry, or we'll make it office space. By then we'll have the offices. We don't want to keep the forestry here because the game's goofy. It'll send trucks all over the place. You want to, in order to control that, and we'll get into that when we start talking about DLCs, industries, and truck traffic, and how everything kind of moves around in a little bit more detail when we get there. All right, well, thank you very much for joining. I hope you have a wonderful day, and when we come back next time, we'll keep expanding. Take care.